Georgia State! Sitting here again talking about the same things.
Good day, everybody. Another week has passed in the realm of chaos, and boy, do we have some news for you. Texas adds another one to the Steve Sarkisian rehabilitation program. We got more lawsuits, more coaches speaking out in favor of the 2014 playoffs. Our basketball teams still suck. And, of course, we have a special guest coming in the very few minutes. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the FBS Report. Now, Red, before we continue, let everyone know what that stands for, because it ain't what it sounds like.
FBS is not what your granddaddy's granddaddy thought it would be. I'll tell you that right now. FBS is kind of like when you are trying to have chicken for dinner, but instead of going to the grocery store, you take the one out of the chicken coop in the backyard, try to put a slug in it, miss twice, end up blowing a hole in the middle of the bird and have to get pizza. It's called fucking bullshit. And don't ask me where I learned that from.
Whole lot of bullshit to go over today. That is for certain. Just like with every other week. First of all, we want to graciously appreciate everybody here for showing up tonight on the FBS Report. Shout out to the Milkshake Fund. Shout out to the Red Army and the Tardarian Army. And got a lot of great content coming for you guys in the very soon future. Red.
Shout out to the Whiskey Fund, boys.
Yep. Red has basically at this point almost wrapped up the very, very, very excellent Lane Kiffin video. It's going to be a spectacular one. That's all I can tell you guys.
I can't believe my eyes. It's finally over. 3 months, God damn it. 3 motherfucking months I've spent on this stupid son of a bitch. And if I can go the next 3 years without having to mention Lane Kiffin, I would be so goddamn happy. But you know what? The Lane Kiffin video, officially known and will be styled as, hold it, wait for it. And I had the title right in front of me, and I cannot remember it off the top of my head. Lane Kiffin, college football snake in the grass, will be available on my Patreon starting tomorrow night, hopefully. Sometime tomorrow night. I don't have the exact time yet because I still have to put some music in, put some final finishing touches in, some sound effects, some other bullshit to make it nice and pretty. And then hopefully this weekend on YouTube, it will premiere for all of y'all to see. And then I can move the fuck on to the next thing, which is the Oklahoma Sooners. And they deserve it after what the fuck they did with Alabama. That's the only reason why they're next, is because of that game against Alabama back in the first round. Like, I'm not even the Sooners, man. The fucking Sooners, they've had it coming for a while. Ever since that really weird national championship they won in 2000, they genuinely have had it coming. They've been to how many national title games, how many playoff games, how many great players have passed through. Heisman Trophy winners have passed through them, and they have fuck all to show for it. Not to mention, we're, of course, going to touch on the Barry Switzer years and the devastating 1990s that were the Oklahoma Sooners. It's going to have a little bit of everything, all the bells and whistles. It's going to be great. I got the script for that nearly done. So as soon as this Lane Kiffin video is done, I'm going to wrap that motherfucker up, get to work on that motherfucker, and should be out in a couple of weeks.
The Oklahoma Sooners College Football Playoffs Participation Trophy. Looking forward to seeing that. That's going to be spectacular. Well, y'all heard the man. Make sure to go hit up his Patreon so that you can watch the video coming out sometime tomorrow. All right, well, let's get into some of the topics today, shall we? First off, we'll start with some news that dropped fairly recently here. Actually dropped sometime today. Same thing happened with Neil Brown last year. Neil Brown gets fired from West Virginia, and then Texas brings him on as an analyst, basically to, the Mark Stoops rehabilitation program. And then now he's with North Texas as their new head coach, or they are forced to trust the climb. Well, we have our new man, a part of the rehabilitation program in the form of former Kentucky head coach Mark Stoops, coming in as an analyst for the Texas Longhorns. Where's he going to go after that? Nobody knows. but that does mean whoever's getting fired in 2026 or whichever program, it's probably going to be Maryland or Wisconsin, but somebody's going to end up with Mark Stoops going into 2027 from the sounds of it.
Yeah, he went to go party with the fools down in Austin, and I'm going to be honest with you, man. I do not have any idea if this is actually going to rehabilitate Mark Stoops. If he's going to come back, he's probably not going to come back immediately as a head coach, I don't think. I think he's going to probably take some time at Texas, relearn how this fucking game works under NIL now, maybe do an offensive coordinator role or a defensive coordinator role, and then stick his foot in the water with a head coaching gig somewhere else. I think he's going to, if I was him, I'd slow walk this thing back. I wouldn't immediately jump right back into being a head coach, especially now knowing that, well, you couldn't quite cut it at Kentucky, which, to be fair, who the fuck has besides Bear Bryant?
Right. Very, very good.
Left because Kentucky was racist basketball lovers. Oh, I'm sorry. Was that too real?
I don't think it was real enough.
Back then, I don't mean right now. Now they're just dumb basketball lovers.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that the truth? And they aren't even good at that anymore.
No.
Poor Kentucky. Do you know that they are unranked right now in the basketball AP poll?
I did not, but that's hilarious.
Bummer.
And Duke is number 1, so some things never change.
Truthfully. Katie Novaneko's getting us started with the 5 here. If I had a nickel for every YouTuber I watch that has a whiskey fund, I'd have 2 nickels, which isn't a lot, but it's weird that it happened twice.
Wait a minute. Who the fuck's the second?
Yeah. Is it just another rendition of Red? Is there another Red out there we don't know of?
God, I hope not. That would destroy the world. Well, there's some other things out there.
We got a Red 5. We got a Red 5479 hiding out there somewhere.
No. And he's a fucking Michigan fan.
Oh no. Okay, no. Don't will that into existence.
Well, you just did, so fuck it. There's a
Fair
blue
enough.
5478 out there somewhere that's a Michigan fan who also likes the Steelers.
Yeah, if there's a Michigan fan, yeah, it would be called Blue, right?
Bingo.
Blue 5479 or whatever.
Bingo.
Something like that.
That's exactly why.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. Put it on a t-shirt, me. Probably won't.
Oh, Lord Almighty. All right. Well, moving on here. We have some more lawsuits coming in. Of course, a whole lot of lawsuits. Who doesn't love lawsuits?
Woo-hoo!
Who doesn't love the law? And
Cheers, bitch. I'll drink to that. I'm just kidding. I won't.
Yeah,
It's work night.
The NCAA is basically getting their backs broken here. They are getting lawsuits from every part of the country. Now, first off, Virginia quarterback Chandler Morris, no big surprise here. He's suing the NCAA for a 7th year of eligibility. No confirmation on whether or not they're going to confirm or deny him. I would imagine they're going to try to deny him, but we have no confirmation on how that's going to go. It could go the Trinidad Chambliss route where they get a home-cooked lawyer to be like, the tonsillitis, it hurts so bad. This isn't fair. It's going to be something like that, or you're going to get the real result, which is no, get a job or find a way to get into the NFL. Go start flipping burgers. All right, it's going to be one of those cases, and it needs to be the second.
Look, I'm just going to be real. Until something happens where the NCAA or some other collegiate body is able to reinforce the rules of how college transfers work, we're going to just continue to see this shit. I mean, we can all yell and scream, get a job, you lazy fucker, go to McDonald's and flip burgers, or go to the UFL. I don't know which one's better. But the thing about it is, you got to remember something here. These guys are, to some degree, they may not actually know, like, with how much uncertainty there is right now, what the rules really are. Fuck, I don't know what the hell constitutes as a notable exception anymore to missing a year of eligibility or gaining a year of eligibility. There's some people being like, oh, we should go back to the fucking 1 transfer only, no exceptions thing. And there's some people who are like, well, we got to have some written reasons for it. You cannot, I keep on telling you guys this, but we already opened Pandora's box here, and it is incredibly hard to put the lid back on that sumbitch. So once it's open, you ain't closing it. And if you got unlimited transfers right now, basically, you're not taking that away unless there's a damn good reason or a federal law that gets passed saying that you can't do that. And if the NCAA really has to get a federal law passed to get anything done, just throw the fucking organization out. Because that would be just fucking stupid on the highest level. Not even baseball during the strike in 1994 could convince Congress to get a law passed to save their fucking league. They had to get this shit figured out themselves. It's not going to change now with Congress. I don't care if it's a different kind of Congress than it was back then. I don't care. It's still a bunch of old dudes and women trying to run this fucking country. They got way more important shit going on than whatever the fuck griping and moaning the NCAA is doing. So
that's very true.
Figure it out.
The whole point of having the NCAA is to have a governing body that focuses directly on college football. Yeah. When the national government is having to do the job that the NCAA is supposed to do, it's all cooked.
You have one fucking job. One job, NCAA. Govern collegiate sports. If you can't do that, dissolve and put somebody else in there that can do that. And you know what? If it's going to take an executive order by the president to save that shit, a la what Teddy Roosevelt did in the early 1900s when kids were getting killed every week playing the old game, then okay, sure. But we are nowhere near that much of a dire level with college football to justify anything with that. Kids aren't dying on the field. People's feelings are just getting hurt. And you know what? I think a very famous person once said something, and this might sound a little bit politically incorrect, but fuck your feelings, NCAA.
Ain't that is something? Yeah, I mean, basically, when it's got at the point where you're getting the presidents involved,
it's just you've gone too far.
Like what are we doing here?
It's kind of like when you're on death row and you're appealing all the way to the Supreme Court. Like, dude, you're fucked. Why are you even trying at this point?
We're going to start getting these presidential speeches about like the last time Auburn was relevant in football 47 years ago. It's going to be something like that.
Oh, Jesus.
All right. Anyway,
I could say a joke about that, but I'm going to shut my fucking mouth. I'll tell you after the stream.
Well, anyway, because of the NCAA and their
years ago.
Oh my gosh. Because of the NCAA's incompetence, some programs are taking the issues into their own hands, such as the case for the Cincinnati Bearcats, who are suing ex-quarterback Brendan Sorsby for a $1 million buyout after he transferred to Texas Tech. To give you an idea on how this is going, Cincinnati is seeking a $1 million buyout and liquidated damages from Sorsby for him violating a multi-season revenue-sharing agreement with the university. So basically, Brendan Sorsby was supposed to stay there for more than 1 year based on the contract that he had. He rejected the contract. Well, he didn't necessarily reject it. He accepted the contract, but then broke it as he went to hit the portal to go to Texas Tech. And so now Cincinnati is trying to get some of that money back. And I would, to be honest, if I were Brendan Sorsby, I'd just pay the freaking money. You're getting paid like what? Multi-millions. You're getting paid 5, 6, whatever million it is to play at Texas Tech. Why not just pay the $1 million and then go on your way? But do you think that's how it's going to go? Is there going to be a whole lot more issues with it, you think?
Well, let's look at precedent that's already been kind of set here. We already had a similar incident happening with Duke and Darian Mensah about a month back when Miami and Mensah made an agreement for $10 million in a fucking Lamborghini or some shit. I don't even remember what all was in the deal. His sister got a free ride to Miami or some shit as well. I don't know. But he had signed a deal with Duke when he transferred from Tulane for 2 years at a total of $8 million. And when he left Duke tried to sue his ass for a similar situation, saying that you violated your agreement, you owe us money, or you cannot leave, something along those lines. And what happened? They settled. So I would imagine that what's going to end up happening here, because they're not going to force Sorsby to come back in chains to Cincinnati to play for them one more year. That's not going to happen. What's going to happen is they're going to come to some sort of an agreement between Cincinnati and Texas Tech, probably, and Sorsby, get everybody involved, and they're going to settle out of court for an undisclosed sum, and Texas Tech probably flip the bill and cover his ass, and hey, money talks, bullshit walks. Sorsby walks back to Texas Tech and plays the season, and no one's the wiser. It's going to be very anticlimactic, just like what happened with Mensah. I would say Cincinnati might have a case here. It's going to really depend on how they want to play it.
Mhm.
If I had to go off of what happened with Duke, they're probably going to go a similar route. But they could try to go off of what Washington did with their fucking guy when he tried to skip town for Lane Kiffin's House of Horrors. But he ended up not going because he was in an ironclad contract. I think Cincinnati's going to take this, learn from it, maybe call up Washington, ask them how the fuck their contracts look when they try to sign these players, and do that shit going forward, because we're still learning how this bullshit is going to work.
Right.
For God's sake. We
Yeah,
are in the
unfortunately.
Wild West. I think we all need to
absolutely.
remember that. This is the wild fucking West of college football right now. We don't know what the rules are. We know the basics. You got to be enrolled at a school to play football. But outside of that, no fucking rules. Who cares? Right? That's kind of what it is.
You don't even have to take any classes.
Exactly.
Not anymore.
You're just gonna have your name on a fucking dorm room, and they'll say you go there. Just
exactly. Tell it like it is. Yeah, unfortunately for Cincinnati, it's obviously too late for Sorsby to walk that back and then go right back to them. He's already signed with Tech. The best case scenario for both of them is that Cincinnati gets their $1 million, Sorsby continues to play at Texas Tech, and then that's it. That would be, because to me, that $1 million, that's a little bit more than chump change, obviously. But for Sorsby, who's going to get paid multi-millions by Tech this year, I would just pay the money and then move the hell on.
Texas Tech's going to flip the bill.
Probably. Yeah, he might even have to get involved. Who knows? We'll see.
Some oil billionaire is going to flip a few million at him and just say, fuck it, kid, here you go.
Maybe potentially so. Phoenix with the 2. That dig at Auburn definitely didn't hurt me. I threw away all my NCAA gear and bedroom poster. Damn.
My wife and kids have left me. I'm sitting in a hotel room with that bottle of whiskey on the floor.
Hey, who knows? You can go on a run in basketball. Never say never. Remember, you did that last year. Just, you crapped all over yourself in the Final Four, but you made it, and that's what counts. I can't say that. So, all right. Coming up next, and we expected this one. This is another thing with the NCAA that people have been paying attention to. And this is over in basketball. Charles Bidako, I think is how you say his name, whatever you say his name. It doesn't matter. All we know is that he was a G League basketball player. And then he went to Alabama, played a couple of games for him. He requested an injunction pending appeal, which has, of course, been denied. So that's the last we have to deal with that issue, I think. Potentially so. There's never any telling. They might try and reconsider a reconsideration to reconsider. But
I don't know really what his fucking case was there. Like, fun fact, in another life, when I was actually a college football player at Wilmington College, playing D3 football for the mighty fighting Quakers, as they say, I was going to be a lawyer. That was my major. So I actually know a thing or two about law. Okay.
Oh my gosh, I can already see it.
Imagine my stupid
sitting there as instead of objection, like, that's fucking bullshit.
Your Honor, that's fucking bullshit. You wasn't even there.
There you go. Perfect. Would have been perfect for it, but go ahead.
My dipshit 1-year college dropout lawyer major ass would just like to say, I really don't know what the fuck his real argument was here. Okay, so the part of being in the NCAA is you still are technically an amateur, right? If you forego your final year of school to then go play professionally in the United States of America, you're done. Okay? You're getting a paycheck from another professional organization. At that point, you're done, right? His argument, I think, was that because European players come overseas to then play college basketball after playing pro in Europe, that somehow that made it okay if he were to play in the G League. But here's the problem with that. That's a whole nother fucking country.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? And you cannot realistically expect the NCAA to abide by, to take what was considered a professional league in another country and apply it to the same standard as, say, the NBA or the G League. So it was going to be a tough argument no matter what. I can kind of see Now that I replayed it in my head, maybe a little bit of why there's a little bit of confusion there. But at the end of the day, man, you're a United States citizen. You knew the rules when you signed up. You knew the rules when you left. You got drafted. Like, you're done. You became a professional athlete at that point. And I know some people are like, well, they're professional now. They're getting paid. Yes, I know they're getting fucking paid. But again, this is college sports. And you got to be in college to play these sports. Those guys coming from Europe, they don't have a college degree. They don't have college education yet. They have full eligibility because they didn't play in anything like that in Europe. Okay? You can be 50 years old and come into college football at the Division III level and play 4 years if you want, as long as you haven't played pro anywhere else. Technically, I still got 2 years of eligibility left on my shit. Like, if I wanted to go back, I could. I ain't gonna. At least not until I make it.
There's that. In the college football system, the players are represented by two separate yet equally important groups: the Squids who investigate time and the Red Army commanders who eviscerate the offenders. These are their stories. Bow, bow.
God damn, that was good. That was good, Zep. That was really good.
Yeah, I like that. All right. Well, couple of other things to address. As of today, who else but Tennessee to make an embarrassment of themselves? Because that's what we always do.
Day ending and why?
Yeah, wow, really insane. There's a fork found in the kitchen. Yeah, well, anyway,
stick it in the electrical socket, Squiddy.
All right, all righty then. Well, anyway, Josh Heupel's under some scrutiny after he speaks in favor of the 2014 playoff format. Now, there were other coaches that did this. It just so happened because of engagement that Josh Heupel was highlighted. Well, spoke in favor of the 2014 playoff. I don't have the quote with me, but all you need to know is that he said he was basically in favor of it. The college football system is changing, and he thinks that the playoff system should change in favor of that. Now, here's the deal, and I said this about a lot of teams. What purpose would it serve to see a 4-loss Iowa get eviscerated in a 2014 playoff? Who wants to see that? People keep thinking that there's like a solution to remove blowouts from the college football playoffs. There's never a solution for that. You're always going to have them. You're always going to have teams that are better than other teams. And this really bothers me coming from Heupel, because this just sort of proves that Tennessee is not where they need to be. Because if he's in favor of the 2014 playoff, then he's basically saying Tennessee right now is not good enough to make the top 12. That's basically what it is.
So here's where I stand on the 2014 playoff. It's a dumb idea, but not because of the fact that it's 24 teams. It's because of the fact of we're a higher level at the FBS than FCS, than D2, than D3. I think D3 has like 32 fucking teams in there, 36 teams in there.
Yeah.
D2 has 28, FCS 24. Why should we expand it to the same number of teams as the lower division? Technically, number one, lower level of play. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number two, let's just be realistically here. If you are number 22 in the country, you're not in the running for the national championship. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. You're just not. Do I need to tuck you into bed while I tell you this? Because you're just not. 16 and up, you can realistically make an argument for. Like, okay, there's some circles that think that Vanderbilt could have competed and gone on to run the national championship. Okay, sure. Whatever the fuck you want to believe.
1 in 12 million scenario, but go
sure.
on.
Everybody's got Akron. Then by that math has a chance. Oh, I'm sorry, not Akron. They were actually bowl banned because of academic eligibility. Ohio, not Ohio State. The Bobcats could have had a chance to go on a 1 billion run to make the national championship. Okay, are they one of the best teams in the country? Fuck no. They're not. But the idea that we should be making more teams in the playoffs so that way we can, eliminate blowouts is the exact opposite of what it would create. It would just create more blowouts in the first round when you think about it, because you would have more dog shit teams playing in the fucking playoff. I think the main reason why people are so popular with it when it comes to like the big wigs and the white shirts that run the fucking sport, it's genuinely probably because the on-campus games are so cool. and they make a lot of money for those schools and those programs and for the TV networks to see that shit. So I get that. Then expand it to 16 teams, eliminate the conference championships, and you're done. And that's all you got to fucking do. And it's real simple. Go to 16 and stop there. And just, it doesn't matter. Like top 16 in the country determined by the AP poll or the coaches poll, or you could do something like that, right? Like,
sure,
at a certain point, or you can make a separate playoff poll with coaches, media members, football writers, and fucking college football Hall of Famers. You could make a separate poll with all those fuckers involved in there, who would then determine who would be the top 16 teams in the country. You could do that. Like, you can really go either way with this. But okay, they want it to be March Madness Cinderella. Thank you for the $2, General Millie. You're not going to get that in football.
Nope.
You're not.
Whole different set of rules.
I would love it if a Sun Belt team went on a miracle run and won the national championship. And you know what? Maybe one day that does happen. Maybe one day Marshall goes on a miracle run and wins the national championship. But goddamn, that should not happen every year. And not even in March Madness does the little underdog win every year either. Seriously, the March Madness, you get a couple of big upsets, and that's it. You're not going to get that in college football because the disparity is so massive between the teams in the group of 5 and the Power 4. There's not much you can do about that.
Right. Call Red and Red Law Firm. He will fight for you. Yeah, Red Law Firm would be great in that argument.
Yeah, I will fight for you and get into fights with you.
Yeah. All I'm going to say about it is I say this every time I bring up the playoffs and playoff expansion. If you weren't good enough to make the BCS National Championship, sucks. I get it. Totally understandable. You lose one game and you're out. Totally understand that.
Yeah,
it sucks. But you're still going to make a New Year's 6. If you weren't good enough to make the 4-team playoff, you're still a really good team. Nobody can take that away from you. You'll probably win a New Year's 6. If you weren't good enough to make the 12-team playoff, guess what? You just ain't good enough. That's all there is to it. If a 12-team, if you lose 3 games in the regular season, guess what? You probably weren't good enough or it should not even be considered to make it. That's where I stand on that. But of course, you're going to have a whole bunch of people in favor of the 2014 playoff. And notice the same coaches who are in favor of it are the same coaches of teams that are not good enough to make it.
Oh,
there's definitely a correlation there. I think
I can tell you exactly why they're now talking like that too. Kurt Cignetti exposed all of them for what they are. Frauds. All of them. Kurt Cignetti did in 2 years what other coaches can't do in 4 or 5. You know what I mean? If you are really that good of a head coach as you say you are, they're going to immediately look at Indiana and be like, okay, well, why aren't you doing what Cignetti did? Why aren't you plucking players out of why aren't you able to identify these top players out of the group of 5 to transfer to our school where we've invested millions and millions and millions of dollars to make a football program to give you all these facilities, all these things that you say you need to win, and you go 8-4.
Yeah.
Problem.
Yeah, the problem's with you. All right. Well, anyway, we've got a very special individual waiting in the back room. We won't keep him waiting any longer. Well, we could, but we won't. We won't. He needs to get on here and air his grievances with his football team and sports in general. So we're welcoming in a very special guest, fellow NASCAR individual, 200,000 subscribers and rising on YouTube. Everybody say hello to Mr. S1apSh0es. How's it going, good sir?
What's up? Can everybody hear me pretty good?
Yes, sir.
Absolutely.
Right. So,
good to see you, man.
Yeah, just Squid DM'd me like a gajillion years ago, and because Twitter's DMs changed to like chats now, it doesn't give you a notification of like, hey, you have like new DM requests. You got to use a drop down menu and then you can go over to it. So yeah, I was supposed to be on like the year-end wrap-up show, and I just didn't even know I got DM'd about it.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad we were able to get a hold of you. Leif getting us started with the 5 says, I can imagine Slap watching the Damon Williams situation in Washington going, very unprofessional, Damon. If you know, you know. Do you know?
I know that was me talking about Darian, him being very unprofessional. He got like a NASCAR media pass, and apparently is he still making content, or did he got like one too many plagiarism accusations?
Oh fuck.
Based on that, I have no idea. Maybe not. I haven't checked for myself, but
yeah, Black Flags Matter. I don't know if he's still making content or not.
Ooh, that's a name I haven't heard in a minute. Black Flags Matter.
Sounds
you got a Bomber Guide though.
Dumb Gamers with the 2 says,
dude, he got hit with the accusations like 2 weeks after that video dropped. And I was just
I was gonna say
everybody's like going out there looking for stuff. Everybody's like going over everybody's stuff like a fine-tooth comb trying to find anything.
It was genuinely crazy right after that happened. And I love H Bomber Guy, man. I tried to style some of my shit that I make after him actually, but those weeks and months afterwards, everyone was just like everyone was carrying sniper rifles and just shooting indiscriminately, trying to nail one, and that's just fucking insane.
Well, Dumb Gamers in the 2 says, playoffs, waiter, more SEC teams, please. Yes, we absolutely need 7-5 Tennessee in the playoffs.
I would spit in your soup if I was your waiter.
Yep, I absolutely would too. All right, well, S1apSh0es, tell us. I'm assuming you watched the previous college football season unfold. And,
I was up in Illinois driving. I was helping out my friend do some camera work up there at Red Hill Speedway in Illinois, and then I like look down and I like see the University of Illinois sign and everything. I'm like, Cody, turn over. I got beef to settle over here because it's like right after the Cheez-Its Bowl and all that. And so I'm like, man, I got a score to settle. We got to take the exit.
Yeah. Well, I can see you're repping the Hoosier shirt right there, and I got
the crimson and cream, so I was all on the bandwagon.
I can't necessarily blame you. Everybody wants to be a part of that journey. So
I got shoved into it because my girlfriend's a Hoosier.
Oh yeah, no, it's a fun journey for him. But yeah, no, tell everybody who you're really a fan of.
I'm really a fan of, unfortunately, this godforsaken team down in Columbia, South Carolina, called the South Carolina Gamecocks.
Oh, ow.
But that's where my dad's side of the family comes from. They got like degrees over there. My mom's side of the family is from Knoxville, so like I've always been a bit of a Vols fan. Ooh. Always. I remember in 1998, like everybody's just on my mom's side of the family just losing their minds. Just going. I did not hear the end of that from my Uncle Billy for like 5 years. He's just like would bring it up in every conversation. It took him like 5 years to finally calm down.
I can only imagine. Yeah, it's been a brutal stretch for South Carolina under a good old Shane Beamer. And yeah, he is an icon over here on this channel, summarized by this image right here.
I saw that on Twitter. I was like, oh god. Oh, and there's a guy I work with at work. He's like a big South Carolina fan. He always wants to talk my ear off about it, and I started using that Shane Beamer because his name's Nick.
Hell yeah!
And so now every time I start talking like that to him, he's like, "Man, fuck you, dude."
That is hilarious.
I'll be back in just a second, guys. Sorry.
Yeah. Right, so God, I was at the kickoff game in Atlanta versus Virginia Tech. And like South Carolina, it took like the first couple of drives for them like really get their sea legs under them. And then they started like riffing off like good drives, putting up points, holding Virginia Tech back so they didn't score a whole lot. And I'm like, in that moment, I was like, we might actually have a shot to go to the playoffs, man. Like this team look like Lenora Sellers is back. Like the team looks sick. And then there was that godforsaken SE State game that got rain delayed because of lightning and all that. It finished at like 1 a.m. and we just looked like shit. I'm like, man, maybe our rhythm just got messed up or something. And then like every week after that, it was just
pain.
Yeah, it was just pain. And then I got my best friend is a Clemson fan. And we like after a few weeks, we both looked at each other like, dude, Coastal might actually be the best team in the state. That's not even like there's not even like a joke anymore.
Yeah, no, the entire state of South Carolina in football this year, straight up a gigantic mess. And it just so happened that this was the year that Clemson was falling apart too. And I'd imagine you get a little bit of joy watching that, since at the bare minimum, at least your rival is also suffering along with you.
Yeah, so I looked it up when the last time South Carolina and Clemson did not make bowl games, both of them in the same season without like a penalty, because I think in 2004 there was that bench clearing brawl, and then both of them got banned from bowl games for like a year or two.
Yeah, I remember that.
So I was just like, just on record alone, when was the last time they did that? And it was 1998. Clemson was 3-8. They still played 11-game seasons back then, and South Carolina was 1-10.
Fuck.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
So
yeah.
it's not that bad, but it is pretty bad.
Was that one win against Clemson though?
Probably Kentucky or
So it was probably one of the like Ole Miss or LSU, somebody like that.
Yeah.
Was just down in the dumps down during those years. Now I got to ask, out of all the emotions that this team drove you through, I can only imagine the whirlwind you had to go through during that Texas A&M game. What an
oh my god!
nightmare.
I had forgotten about that. Why did you bring that up?
Yeah, well, I had to. How in the world can you have a 4-score lead on the road like that? 30-something points, like 30 points.
What was the score at halftime again? What was it, like 30-3?
It was like 28. Yeah. It was like God, I want to say it was like 31-3 or some ungodly number. It was like at least a 4 possession lead.
I think you were up by 28 points precisely. Mm-hmm. Somebody in the comments will know, but the point was
31-3, I think is what it was.
Right. Anybody else in that position though?
It was 30-3 for Phoenix in the chat.
30-3, so 27 points. I mean, how does that
they say AI is going to replace us. I'd like to see AI give up a 31-3 lead and give up 4 unanswered touchdowns.
Well,
yeah, no, you're not wrong about that. And I thought
that I'm watching that game, and my dad is normally just like cool as a cucumber, nothing bothers him. Just like as this game goes on, I'm watching it with my stepmom's in there. She's like a big Oklahoma Sooners fan because she's from over there, and it's something about her head about college football is not wired right, because she was from Oklahoma, but she went to the University of Tennessee or Texas. Mm-hmm. So she's like, "Oh, I like both teams." I was like, "You can't do that.
That's illegal."
Yeah. So she just doesn't like understand where me and my dad are with this. And as he's getting more and more frustrated, I'm sitting there, and I'm just kind of laughing because I know this team, they're going to give it up. She's like, they can't do that. Like, oh, come on, you got to have hope. I was like, you don't understand. This is all I've ever known. We've never had a national title. My favorite driver in NASCAR, Mark Martin, never won a championship. My favorite UFC fighter, Dan Henderson, never won a UFC belt. I don't know what it is about me. The teams I like, they only know just coming up short or just straight up misery all the time.
Feel that's for certain something I feel all the time. But yeah, no, I was under the assumption that after that game, Beamer was gone, because it's it's one thing when you come up that short, like against
he's definitely in the hot seat. I'm like gonna give him this season. You know, we got like all these like 5-star recruits and all that stuff. And I'm just like, well, does it matter if you can't coach them right or if you can't play call right?
Beamer's ass has been in the hot seat for so long, it's fucking cremated at this point. Like, good fucking God. He had Lenora Sellers in as his quarterback and still couldn't do shit with him.
Oh, yeah. Well, good news is Sellers is coming back this year.
Oh, boy, another 4-8 season. Woo-hoo!
Hey, I mean, you never know. You never know. I mean, with him back, you're bringing in quite a bit of talent around him. Maybe things can pan out. And at this point, I feel like it has to. Because it's been a weird up and down type of thing with Beamer. He had a down year where he was bad, and then he had a really good year, and then he had a bad year, and then he had a really good year, and then another bad year. So it's looking like we're at this point again to where it's either going to be another good year, and then he's somewhere in purgatory in the coaching carousel, or he actually does get canned for having another bad season. It's going to be interesting to unfold, I think.
Yeah, it's interesting with him because like pretty much all the South Carolina fans that I know, we like him. I like the fact he gets fired up. I like that, he was ready to throw hands with that Illinois coach. I was just like, yeah, I'm pissed off about this substitution bullshit too.
Oh yeah.
Like, and I was just, I like the guy. But at some point you got to perform. It's not like Will Muschamp when he came in as the coach and immediately we all hated him. I'm like, dude, get this scrub out of here. And then Beamer got in there. He won the Duke's Mayo Bowl, had a pretty good year that first year. I'm like, all right, we got our guy. When they started bringing in recruits, and it was like, all right, rebuild, and like, oh, we're looking pretty good. And then our hopes were so high going into this season, and it just all fell apart so quick. And I'm like, all right, you've kind of outlived your welcome. You got one more year, and if you can't make something happen, we'll just move on to hopefully not Will Muschamp 2.0.
But at least you're not Kentucky.
That is true. And don't forget, you don't have Mike Shula anymore. Boy, what a dud of a hire that was for offensive coordinator. He wound up being one of the worst offensive coordinators I've seen in a really long time.
Who knew an old head like Mike Shula had no idea what the fuck to do with a generational talent in Lenora Sellers?
It was amazing. Like, as soon as they got rid of him, like the play calling got better too. Yeah. We weren't winning, but I could tell, like, all right, we're doing some plays, we're moving the ball. These games are at least a little bit closer now.
That might have saved Beamer's job because he could point the finger squarely at Shula and say, not my fucking fault. I wasn't calling the plays for half the season. His dumbass was.
Yeah. I can't understand it for the life of me. So like last year, or not like last year, like last year, like they used Lenore Sellers' run game and he ran like all over everybody. And then going into this year, they seemingly toned down on that a whole lot. They took away what made Sellers as elite as he was. And then he just wound up being a Nick Harbor merchant. And everything from there just sort of fell apart. So I guess now I wonder if they're going to let him.
Plus the O-line was bad too. Like, I don't care how good of a runner you are. If that O-line is going to give you at least like 1 or 2 seconds to catch your breath, I mean, you might as well just be wearing concrete shoes at that point.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the line. Yeah, the line was one of the worst in the SEC, no doubt. It was a bad year. Maybe they can get it together. I guess we'll see in due time. Saint Rocket with the 5 says, Slap's the reason I started watching NASCAR and why I own an Alan Kowicki diecast. Long live the Underbird. Yeah, why don't you tell us about that a little bit, because I'm curious myself. So we've been watching a little bit of what's going on in NASCAR. Of course, Tyler Reddick has been on a roll as of recently. And since you are a guy who specifically covers stuff like NASCAR, I want to hear from your perspective on stuff like that and how that's going.
Oh, dude, as soon as MJ won that lawsuit, I think he just wrote the engineers a blank check. He's like, I want to win. I want to rub NASCAR's face in it. And so, he's got deep pockets. He's known for just spending money just to spend it. So maybe he went up to the fabricators and the race engineers, like, hey, can you guys make a car on creative mode? and Reddick might just be that guy, man. He's been really good these last few years. As soon as they made that call like 2 years in advance, he was going to go to 2311. Immediately he started to like walk around a little bit more pep in his step, and then Kurt Busch got hurt, and so they put him in there and they fast tracked him early and got him in his seat, and immediately just started riffing off wins. And I knew he was that guy like 2 years ago. He was at Homestead, and he's like in 3rd or 4th place in the last turn of the last lap. He just freaking sends it, and somehow that car stuck, and it passed both those guys, ended up winning the race just out of nowhere. I think that was the only lap he led all day, was the last lap, which is, it's the money lap. Who cares? But yeah, he can get up on the wheel. Kind of pissed off he wrecked Chris Buescher and tried to wreck Brad at Darlington 2 years ago. But hey, is what it is.
Yeah.
Right.
You bring up the lawsuit. Can you explain a little bit about this lawsuit? Because I know a lot of guys in the chat
may
not be 100% familiar. Like, we all kind of know what NASCAR is, and we all know that it's kind of been on the decline the last 5 to 10 years. I haven't really watched it religiously myself since I was a kid. But I know bits and pieces about this lawsuit that happened. Could you just kind of give us the dumbass rundown of if you had to talk to an absolute dipshit how to explain this shit? Because I am one.
So in NASCAR, we don't have for the longest time, we did not have any franchises or anything like that. If you had enough money, you could buy a race car, hire a driver, and just send them out there. Now we sort of had this pseudo franchise system called charters, where you're guaranteed a starting spot, you're guaranteed a cut of the TV revenue, a lot of other perks. It's basically something if you had to sell the team, you don't just sell the parts and the cars anymore. You can sell the charter, which those things are going for $40 million now.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's the NFL.
So what ended up happening was this charter agreement had an expiration date, basically. And the teams wanted to get a better cut of the TV money because a lot had changed in NASCAR. A lot of the NASCAR bought up a lot of the tracks and all that stuff. So now NASCAR was also biting into that TV revenue and getting a bigger share of it. And so the teams wanted it to be more of an even 50-50 split. And there's just a lot of charter negotiations going on for years. And then NASCAR basically hit up every team owner on 6 hours notice and says, sign this charter agreement before midnight tonight, or we're pulling all the charters and nobody gets shit. And so every team owner did that except for Michael Jordan and Bob Jenkins over at Front Row Motorsports, who are, those guys are pretty low down on the totem pole. So it was weird that you had this big money team on the up and up. You had this old team that had been a back marker, basically decided to join forces and take NASCAR to court over this, saying that this was basically them trying to manipulate the negotiations by just eviscerating charters all of a sudden, unless you sign in 6 hours notice. So they went to court over this, and the dirty laundry got brought out. You got the president, Steve Phelps, calling one of the team owners a dumbass redneck. He would be nothing without us. And
fuck.
Yeah. NASCAR management talking shit about individual drivers, talking about some of these other racing series like the SRX series or the Cars Tour, saying we need to kill this in the cradle, just trying to take out their some of their rivals, because one of the things the charter team said was this is basically a monopoly. And NASCAR's like, no, they can race wherever, but they also behind the scenes are trying to kill the other series, so they can't do that. And then I think it was the owner of Bass Pro Shops wrote an open letter to the CEO of NASCAR and basically got a plea, just make the charters permanent and just give them what they want. And then the next day or two, that ended up happening. I'm oversimplifying this, might be missing a few of the details, but essentially after all that PR disaster nightmare happened back in December, they pretty much gave the charter teams everything they wanted. They said, charters are permanent now. We're not going to take them away. It's not on a time limit or whatever. We're not going to relitigate this. And you get a bigger cut of the TV revenue.
Dude, what the fuck, dude? What the, huh?
What a mess.
Dude, it was nasty. It got to the point where I'm like, dude, I don't even want to watch next season if these are the people running it. These are the people
for real.
Charge.
Mm-hmm. Reddy thinks that's going to happen to the NCAA.
No. Oh, Jesus Christ. But isn't NASCAR ran by just a fuck, not even by a corporation, it's ran by the Franz family still?
Yeah.
Oh, God. That's the fucking problem. It's ran by a family, not by a corporation of everybody that has the same equal minds. The reason why leagues in the professional sports world, like the NFL, the MLB, and the basketball work is because you got the heads of each franchise, of each professional team coming together to put one of their own in charge, and to work together as a unit for the betterment of the league. Not one fucking guy who's the head of a rich-ass, spoiled-ass, bitch-ass family running a shit show of a racing organization trying to point to all these millionaires and billionaires and tell them what to do. Because then they go and piss off the one motherfucker in the professional sports world. You should never assume you should be able to tell them what the fuck to do, Mr. Michael Jordan.
The guy who's currently like throwing around the most money in the sport right now, your biggest name as a team owner, and they're trying to like drag him through the mud and just like, what are y'all doing? And it reminds me of like something that happened back in like 2012, 2014. Tony Stewart, Mark Martin, a couple other guys got invited to a sit down with NASCAR to like discuss what could be done to better the sport. And then Tony Stewart notices there's all these guys, these suits that are also like talking into like NASCAR management's ear. He's like, well, who are these guys? Like, oh, that guy's from Ford. That guy's from Toyota. That guy is from Chevy. Oh, these guys like work on race cars or anything? No, they're just like some executive. They're here to like,
they're the
hash stuff
money
out with us. And then Tony Stewart gives this like long list of things he wants to do to better the sport. And some executive, and Tony Stewart wouldn't say who it was, but some executive basically came up and was like, yeah, that's the exact opposite of what we're going to do. And so it's basically like having a bunch of NFL players tell you like, here's what we could do to improve the sport, and having some like TV guy or whatever say, no, you don't know what you're talking about. We're going to override you. And then they wonder why the ratings tank.
Yeah, it sounds to me like it's a situation to where this family wants pretty much everybody under them to walk their line. Like you're a part of our stuff now. You're going to do exactly what we tell you, and you don't have any say on it. That's exactly what that sounds like to me. And in most cases,
it is exactly like that.
But I guess it didn't turn out that way for them this time. And good thing
used to when NASCAR was like really on the up and up in like the 90s and 2000s.
Yeah,
tracks negotiated their own TV revenue. All the merchandise, the teams did their own merchandising rights. NASCAR owns all of that now. NASCAR, they own most of the tracks. They used to only own like a few of them. Now they own most of them. There's only 2 tracks, I think, or 3 that are independent. Now the other 2 are owned by either NASCAR or SMI, which if NASCAR didn't exist, and SMI wouldn't exist either. So they might as well be the same. NASCAR owns pretty much every facet of the sport. They negotiate TV rights on your behalf. They negotiate your merchandising rights on your behalf. Like, and all of this took probably about 25 years to put in place. I mean, this is like cartoon villain type shit. The pieces that had to be put in place over the years, I don't know if I've ever seen anything quite like it, because it again, it's cartoon villain type shit.
It sounds like a goddamn monopoly. Like. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and this is why power with the top.
This reminds me why people are so afraid to have like a college football commissioner, is because like if you have like one like family or one man running all the TV contracts, player contracts, all this other stuff for the program, deciding what rules to apply, it could turn messy really, really fast. So like it had for NASCAR.
It only takes one bad captain to steer a ship into an iceberg.
Well, here's what I'll say to that, Squid. You look at the NFL and how it's ran. Yeah, the NFL is a much smaller organization in terms of like player count compared to college football. That's something you got to obviously apply to. The way you would work it out, I think, with a college football commissioner is you don't have the commissioner be the one that personally hands down the punishments, but you have all the presidents of all the schools and all the conferences report to the commissioner anything that's found to be wrong, and then the punishments get handed down from the schools based on the rules set by the college football commissioner and the committee that runs the sport. So they could be just a general governing body, and then any appeals to those punishments can go to them. That's what you could do it. So that way it stays somewhat decentralized, because it's hundreds of schools, tens of thousands of student athletes you got to deal with on a day-to-day. Obviously you can't go to one guy and say, well, he's the be-all, end-all. You still got to have it decentralized to a degree. But I digress.
That is a good solution for it. But yeah, no. And this doesn't just apply to college football. This applies to basically a lot of sports. governing bodies, a lot of them can get corrupt really fast. As they'll tell you, the root of all evil is money. If you hand somebody a big enough paycheck, they'd be willing to look past even the biggest grievances that you can find. So I do think it's important, to have like a much bigger governing body for like every single sport. And obviously I think that applies to NASCAR as well, especially when you got one super corrupt family running the entire organization. Yeah, that's what a mess that could turn into.
Indeed. And I do fear for the future of NASCAR because of that. Because, I mean, there's no denying right now that Formula One, arguably, is probably doing laps around NASCAR in terms of like gaining popularity with a younger audience. I would imagine, even though those races are on different time zones, different parts of the world, like when Formula One comes to America, it's a big fucking deal. It's treated like a big fucking deal. It's huge when they run at Vegas. So when I hear about the Daytona 500, the only reason why I know about the Daytona 500 is because it happens usually the same weekend as my birthday. And it's always like a coincidence. Like when my birthday is on like a weekend every couple of years or so, it's like, oh, Daytona's on.
Yeah, by the way,
that's kind of cool. And then I move on.
Yeah, happy birthday, by the way, Red. Yeah. How old are you turning now? 57? Somewhere around that range?
I am 31 goddamn years old last week.
Hey, I'll be 36 in May.
He's gonna get the shot.
Win.
He basically gets the shot at me this week because my birthday is in 2 days on Wednesday. So he gets the shots at me this week. Yeah, no kidding. Well, the next race coming up for NASCAR, March the 8th, the Straight Talk Wireless 500. Do you think Reddick's going to continue the run of domination, or do you think it'll be somebody else?
I mean, I don't know who else could really hold a candle to him at this point. Probably one of the Hendrick guys will finally pop back up and start doing what Hendrick guys always do, start winning again. William Byron, I mean, he's still been looking really, really good. He's going to definitely want to get some payback after falling short in the finale last year.
I mean, those are all viable options. I could absolutely see all that being a possibility. I'm not going to act like I'm some sort of expert on NASCAR. I think even Red has seen more of that than I will. But
yeah, because when I was like in middle school, there was I think it was the 2007 season. I watched every single race from Daytona till they got to the road race in California, wherever the fuck that was, and then I was every other week for the rest of the season. But so I probably watched more racing than you have, Squid. That said, I can't watch the shit nowadays. And it's just because of the segmented races. I think it's the dumbest goddamn thing I've ever seen. And it's not because I think segmented races in general are a bad thing. I think it's a bad thing for NASCAR. Because like your entire premise of NASCAR is going 500 miles straight until the end, right? Having segmented races and adding more rules and more complications into the whole thing is just... it's stupid. If you're trying to bring people in to watch the sport and you're losing audience, you don't want to make it more complicated. Dumb it the fuck down. Mm-hmm. You need to, because otherwise no one's going to give a fuck. They ain't going to take the time to learn all the different rules and whatever the bullshit means. You got to make it extremely simple so that way people can easily follow along.
Right.
Yeah,
Alabama. I mean, Alabama's getting bad at football again. So how are they going to refocus back on NASCAR?
Right. Yeah, they've had a good solid 15 years since they last gave a fuck about NASCAR. Now they're going to go back on the road to Talladega for the first time in a decade and a half and be like, "What the fuck is segmented races, Cletus?" I don't know, boy. This shit seems weird.
My buddy David Land was at the IndyCar race at St. Petersburg, Florida, like on the streets of like the airport and all that.
Oh, IndyCar, yeah.
Just this weekend. And the opener for the IndyCar race was the NASCAR Truck Series. And they put on an amazing race down there. And then he like tweeted out, he's like, "I'm having to explain to all the people here who've been watching this IndyCar race for years what the hell a stage break is."
Oh my God.
And they don't get it.
Oh no.
And that's the other thing is like I went to the IndyCar race in Milwaukee last year, and like the vibes at those races are completely different. at the truck race or like any NASCAR race, it's like kind of like a party and like nobody's really paying attention to the race. IndyCar race though in Milwaukee, everybody is just watching with laser focus. Who's where? What's the pit strategy? How many stops do they have to do before they can make it on fuel? People are talking back and forth. You know, yeah, it's a strategy. It's a strategy game. And you like watch the Indy 500 with no stage breaks. And it's like such a refreshing thing because it's all about pit strategy. You got to make your equipment last. You know, how hard do you want to push it? How much fuel do you want to save? We want to do this in like 3 fuel stops or 2. And, you know, it's like, damn, every NASCAR race used to be like that. And now it just isn't anymore.
Yeah.
And so people just don't pay attention to it. It's just background noise.
I think there is a big revamp needed for the sport. Good news though, I do know people do pay attention to it because like sometimes my Discord will pop off at it. I'll see people in like my Discord server, they'll be talking about it. So I at least know that people watch it. And you know, sometimes I'll try and pay attention to it because you know I'm trying to cover more sports as well. But yeah, no, it's definitely interesting learning about all that stuff though in regards to the lawsuits and the way the sport has turned out now. And I hope for your sake, since you cover it full time, that you know the sport is going to get fixed to a perspective that you like a whole lot more.
I do feel like, not before we read the chat message, I do feel like that the personalities like Michael Jordan getting involved. I mean, he is a major sports figure. NASCAR should lean into that.
Absolutely.
Because if you're able to draw in that, you know, because he's not just famous because now he's the owner of 3 races. Greatest NBA, one of the greatest NBA players of all time. One of the best well-known brand names in the world. Like, if I was NASCAR and you want to get in with the younger crowd, you need to partner up with guys like Michael Jordan and to bring that crowd in to make it more passable, whether that be getting rid of the segment of races or whatever the fuck you want to do, all that other bullshit. But like guys like that, you gotta push to the star in the center, front and center of NASCAR, not push out like what you were talking about earlier with that goddamn lawsuit.
The NFL is super smart for this, and people are going to get mad in the comments. I already know it.
Oh,
but like ESPN
specifically, are we now?
Yeah,
what lows have we gone to?
I know the NFL specifically, in regards to talking constantly about Taylor Swift. That was actually a really smart marketing idea because what they were doing was they were bringing in an entirely brand new niche of people, and I think it would be incredibly smart for NASCAR to basically do that same thing with Michael Jordan and just constantly promote him because it's great for engagement, and engagement equals views equals money. You know how that works.
Did you guys see the NFL teams like would bring in like Twitter artists to do like Uma Musume memes about their teams and stuff?
I'm making a video about that.
Yeah, I mean, it was like so much fun, and it's probably like a flash in the pan, like 15 seconds of fame or whatever. But that's the thing; you got to go after like those little flashes of little viral moments.
Yeah, no, and they do. The NFL is really good about that. When anime hit the mainstream, they did the same thing when they do their schedule reveals and stuff like that. They'd have these like anime artists come in and basically make the entire thing for them. And yeah, I think it would be really smart for NASCAR to do something like that. Is it would bring people in, and that's like the main thing you want to do. That's literally what you're trying to do more than anything is try to get the people to engage. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see unfold. General Miley with the 5 says South Carolina is Florida's little brother that gets our hand-me-down coaches. At least Spurrier put y'all on the map.
Damn,
for a little bit of a time being.
Dude, when Spurrier came to town like 05, dude, is the only thing any of us were talking about. And I remember like the Clemson fans at school would say, you know what the difference between God and Steve Spurrier is to a South Carolina fan is God doesn't get paid as much.
Did y'all act like that when Lou Holtz came to town before him?
That was a little bit before I started paying attention to football.
Okay.
I didn't really get into football until like 03, 04 because my dad bought me NFL Fever for the Xbox, and I started playing it with him. And I learned through that all the rules and everything because I tried to watch it when the Panthers got formed in '95, but I was like 5, 6 years old. And I remember like, okay, you throw the ball. If they don't catch it, it's dead. They restart the play. And then the guy threw the ball and now it's live. And oh my God, everybody's scrambling to pick it up. I was like, but he dropped it. And he's like, my dad's like, oh, but it was a backwards pass. I was like, what the fuck difference does that make?
See, one goes forward, the other goes backwards.
Why would a backwards pass like somehow count if it hits the ground? And I was just like, this is too complicated. I'll come back when I'm in like middle school or something.
Yeah.
If only you were paying attention when the tuck rule was fucking around and the Tom Brady tuck rule.
Oh, I remember. I remember that. I watched a game when I was a kid because I remember Tom Brady played for the Patriots, and I went to Pattersville Middle School, and we were the Patriots. So I was like rooting for him at the time. And then, of course, I didn't realize the Death Star that got created.
You fool! You fell for Palpatine's spell.
Tyler with the 20. Thank you very much, buddy. Says, what's up, buddy? And Red, how you both been and everything else? Also, what's up, S1apSh0es, one of the GOATs. Like the videos and keep up the amazing work. Keep up the amazing work. Blah, blah, blah. Wish I could join because I'd be talking about nonstop about NASCAR. Yeah. Yes, you would. Let's see. Viper Technician, been a member for 7 months. ESPN references Taylor Swift or Mahomes for Texas Tech games. Yeah, because they know that's where the engagement comes from. It's the same reason that NFL teams even screwed around with like S1apSh0es because they know that's going to put in the money. That's where they're going to get their engagement from.
That's my most liked tweet is like doing a quote tweet about the artist that the Seahawks had that made like an S1apSh0es meme, and I got like 70,000 likes or something. And I've never had a tweet blow up like that. Like, dude, if you can find like that little spark, that little bit of fire to get people motivated, I mean, got to go for it.
Well, I'll say this much.
Who the fuck you're talking about, but go on.
I'll say this much. When it comes to bringing on special guests, one of the ones that I wanted to bring on, and I've thought about it for a while, but it's probably going to be whenever I make this S1apSh0es video, is there were 2 people I were following on Instagram, and they were both Denver Broncos fans, but they were basically, they were known as cosplayers, and they dressed up as like the S1apSh0es characters. But then they became Denver Broncos fans because of all the memes. And I want to bring them on here on the show because, well, hey,
wasn't those 2 girls they made the video about, and like they were like the 2 cosplay girls that were talking about how they're Denver Broncos fans just because
it has to be, yeah, because there's only 2 of them that I've ever known, and I want to bring them on the show because that would be entertainment without a doubt.
What the fuck am I looking at over here?
What'd you find, Red?
A whole lot of fucking anime. That's what I'm looking. What the fuck is this shit?
Oh, did you look up S1apSh0es?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. See, he's very uncultured. He doesn't know stuff like that.
I am cultured, you stupid shit.
See, it's a anime about horse girls, and they run really fast.
What? Horse girls?
Yeah, no, like, that's literally it. Yeah.
That's literally the whole thing. No, sometimes they sing and dance, but I mean, that's like a side thing.
That's like just like a gimmick they have for the show. It's
hey, in the world of anime, they make anime about anything. One time I watched an anime about people fighting each other for half price food at the supermarket before it closes down.
Buddy, that's just a Saturday night at Walmart in Alabama.
That's why I love that anime so much. I like this immediately. I was just like, oh, dude, I know some people who would fight each other at a supermarket for a half price. Like,
I think I had a dream in regards to an anime one time where they were announcing a new isekai anime where you basically die and become reincarnated as something else, and it was an anime called "I Got Run Over by a Truck and Got Reincarnated as a Kentucky Fan."
I was about to say I died and got reincarnated as a Kentucky coach.
Oh, that's even worse.
Oh man.
Okay, well, moving on from that. One thing we do on here, well, there's a couple of things we do on here for the guests, but since you are a Gamecock, we have to do this. We have to get your schedule prediction for next year. for your team. So you get to walk us through this schedule right here on the screen and tell us your thoughts.
You can tell we really front loaded this. Like, holy shit!
The roll at the bottom is just sent me.
I don't think that needs an explanation. I think you know why that's there,
bro.
Yeah.
God damn.
The Shane Bieber would have to pull the biggest horseshoe out of his ass to even have a chance at doing that.
You never know. That's why it's college football. The only constant is chaos. So, all right. Let's walk through this, shall we? Okay, so luckily 2-0. 2-0 is very likely. You start out with Kent State and Towson. Shane Beamer would get fired on the tarmac if he were to not go 2-0 in this stretch. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I think if he doesn't go 2-0, if he's 1-1 versus Mississippi State, he doesn't even see the Mississippi State game. I think they get rid of him right then and there.
Oh, of course, absolutely. Look, I didn't even think I had to ask that, but we've had guests on here who've said that UTEP, like playing against UTEP, would be a close game. So I have to say it for that sake and that sake only.
By the way, the greatest game I watched all of last season was like Sam Houston at UTEP. That was an amazing Tuesday night.
Oh, dude, that game was classic. Yeah.
Between two of the absolute bottom dwellers of college football, they're always the one to make entertainment. I mean, I was up on my Discord server at 12 at night watching 1-8 Oregon State lose to a winless Sam Houston. So
yeah, that was
it's a crying shame that UTEP isn't better because their stadium is so beautiful out there.
It really is.
They carved it into the side of a mountain. It looks awesome, and then they're just abysmal.
Love the Sun Bowl, and it really is such a shame. I apply that same logic to Idaho as well, because who doesn't love the Kibbe Dome? And then turns out the team is an absolute dumpster fire. You couldn't even walk on. It was terrible. I wish they'd come back into the FBS, but never say never. But then starting out 2-0, I think we all agree on
3-0. I think we beat Mississippi State at home. At Alabama, it's going to be a loss, obviously, but it'll be like one of those heartbreaking losses. Like we actually had a decent shot at winning that, and we somehow fumbled the ball. So now 3-1, 4-1 versus Kentucky. At Gators, 4-2.
You're not confident you beat Florida?
Nah.
They're going through a really bad run too.
No. You don't understand. This is the orange crush we have here. Gators, Vols, Tigers. We always lose the orange games every time.
Ouch. That is painful. Sorry to hear that. But hey, you never know. Like I said, never say never. But then you get a bye week. Then you host my Volunteers.
We lose again, 4-3.
Against what quarterback?
Okay. Hey.
Hey, I'm just following trends. We lose to orange teams. It's just the way it works. Okay. Illinois orange team. Coincidence? I think not.
I mean, if only you were colorblind, right? You wouldn't know.
Yeah. So and then here's the thing about South Carolina's schedule. It is extremely backloaded because you've got some hard games early in the season, but you have a really good chance to start out 4-2 and maybe 5-1. But then after that you just have an absolute
we just get fed into the wood chipper.
Exactly. Well, where do you even go here? You got Tennessee, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, Georgia, and Clemson.
I'll tell you where you go.
Last
go to the
6
basement
weeks.
And hide.
Yeah. Now here's the thing about Clemson, though. You beat them in Death Valley the last 2 times you were there. So
it's like last 5 games the away team has won. So
so it's possible you could pull some out of your ass there and then find a way to beat them. It would be funny. It would be very, very funny, and very well possible. I mean, Sellers is coming back.
Hey, I think 5-5 South Carolina team upsets the Bulldogs.
Okay.
It's late in the season. Most of their good guys are arrested on traffic charges.
No, he's not wrong. That is true. The Mouse, they're going to be running on like half a team. because the rest of them will be in Clark County Police Department.
I, for a minute, thought you had been smelling a little too much of the gasoline fumes at some of these races you've been to, but then you mentioned the criminal convictions. I'm like, you know what? He's got a point.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, most suspensions for misconduct in college football last 3 years running.
I think we're over 30 players that have gotten arrested since like 2020.
So I'm just saying, the later in the year we play them, the better shot we have.
No, I know how it's going to go. You guys are going to go up by 27 points, and then Kirby Smart's going to pull out the usual Mickey Mouse out of his ass, and they're going to find a way to come back and win. Seen that story out too many times before, and I chose the number 27 for obvious reasons. Phoenix, hold on. Oh, sorry to pull up. Phoenix with the 2 says 5-1 start, 1-5 finish. What was that comment you pulled up just a minute ago, Red? Oh no! Oh no! Okay, now I have to ask. This is from Magma 99. I won't stand for that blasphemy. I'm gonna get the porta potties. Do you know, SlapSh0es, about the porta potty incident?
Is this like one of y'all's things? Because I don't know about that.
No. This went viral on Twitter. After I forget which game it was. It was a tweet that went viral. I forget after which game it was, but it went viral over South Carolina Twitter. I can't pull it up. Unfortunately, I would show you, but
send me a DM. Send me a DM.
I will because
I'll let me talk about it on stream, or YouTube will demonetize us.
No, they can shut my channel down.
And that says a lot because he invites my dumbass on the streams. And I try really hard every week to get this show shut down.
Somehow the porta potty incident has gone over my head. I'm sorry.
No, that's for the best, honestly.
I did see one porta potty incident at Talladega a few years back.
Oh, no.
Well, I mean, just like a shotgun blast inside of the thing. Just
like Jackass style.
Yeah. Looked like Steve-O had been in there straight off the bungee cord.
Oh, man. Real quick before I forget, a good friend of mine by the name of Akbar fan of yours as well, asked which anime character do you think would be the best driver in NASCAR? Maybe what era they could peak in, as well as you want to elaborate on that.
What an interesting question.
Goku before they invented power steering.
Kamehameha.
Like pre 1960s Gen 1 stock cars with no power steering, no power brakes. Goku could definitely just like whoop people's ass in that.
Blitz past everybody. Yeah, I could absolutely see that. All right, I sent you. I'm gonna send it to you right now. Here it is. I sent the porta potty incident to you through DMs on Twitter. Again, I can't. Unfortunately, I would show the rest of you guys, but I can't. I can't show it.
Home game.
In the meantime, Nathan Tucker with the 5 says, just in case you guys forgot, daylight saving times is coming this Sunday. Keep your eyes on the clocks when it gets to that point. Keep in mind. Well, thank you for reminding everybody. Remember that this Sunday.
Did you Holy shit! Buck ass naked and everything. God, man.
Hold on, of all the places. I gotta close the stream.
In nomine Patris et Filii et Spiritus Sancti.
Oh my
damn it.
Well, now you know, right? Now you know.
You learn something new every day. I'm losing it.
I needed to like forget about that the way I forgot about that A&M game. Shit.
It might have been during that A&M game when it went down. Hold on. Let me. No, it was October 18th. So I forget when this was, but that is shameful. Just absolutely shameful.
That is absolutely animalistic behavior.
Like, man, come on. In a porta potty, bro.
It's the SEC, man. It just means more.
Just means more. The anticipation is better than
You
the
ain't seeing
satisfaction.
that at Columbus Stadium or at
Nope.
Ohio Stadium in Columbus.
Nope, I can confirm that I have yet to see that go down in Columbus. I guess that's why they call it a different league after all.
I've seen some crazy things at NASCAR tracks. I don't know if I've ever seen that.
Oh God. What about the Indy 500? They get into some shit there.
Oh, dude, the snake pit where they got like the massive concert going on like in the middle of the racetrack.
Yeah, I saw that a couple years
Dude,
ago.
by
I
the
texted
end
my
of the race,
girlfriend
there's just
about
like
that.
bodies just like piled up as people just like pass out in the hot Indiana sun. Look like somebody went in there and just like mowed all these
Wait, what the
people
fuck
down.
are you
They're-
doing, bro?
What
I'm
are
trying
you
to-
doing?
I'm trying to find the layout that we had. I don't know. It disappeared.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Where's the
Here.
default layout?
I'm going to remove.
He's gone.
Dadgummit.
We lost him.
Motherfucker.
We lost
Whatever.
Big Red.
Yeah, no, I switched the layout, and then all of a sudden now it's just
I'll
gone.
fix it. God damn it.
Okay, yeah. Go ahead and sub in for my technological dumbass. All right. Bodie Bates with the 10 says, at my first race, I got a ride in an elevator with Richard Petty. How about that? Good for you. Good for you. Congratulations. Shout out to you with the 10.
I saw Dale Earnhardt Jr. get into an elevator at Atlanta Motor Speedway one time.
Oh, nice. How'd you do that, Red?
You got to remember whose StreamYard account this is, buddy.
Okay, so you're just not going to tell me. All right.
I'll tell you
thanks.
after the stream.
Okay.
I'll tell you when you're old enough.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah,
Remember,
you got to wait about two more days, Squid. The college degree wasn't enough. Got to
Mhm.
make sure you're government approved.
As we all know, I'm only like 12 years old.
Honestly, you kind of look it. Especially when you're really sucking down that.
That's why I said the joke. Wow.
You got a driver's license yet?
Oh, you stink!
Yes. Yes, I do.
The learner's permit don't count. I'm talking about the full-blown license.
I mean, the better question should be is, does he have a car in his name? Because I've seen him drive a car before. I just don't know if it's his.
No, my license and basically everything in regards to what I do. It's just a card with my YouTube channel on it. Here you go. Subscribe to Squidtard Sports.
He's just going around passing out business
I'm
cards.
sorry,
like,
Mr. Tard, this is not adequate driver's license. We're going to have to take you down to the station.
Sounds like a skill issue to me.
Can you give us the phone number for your parents so we can call, make sure that we can interrogate you in their presence?
I'm no Georgia Bulldog. Don't throw me in that mess. This is fun. I love doing this because this is just where we can get on here and just shoot the shit and have a good time with these guests. So very much appreciate you coming on the show, Mr. Slap. Very, very much appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I can't wait until South Carolina disappoints me again in September.
Yeah, feel that. Well, it's about that time to go ahead and wrap up the show. So we will ask you this, and this is something we do for every guest here. We got to hear predictions both for his team, the Buckeyes, as well as my Tennessee Volunteers. So do we want to go ahead and run through that schedule, Red? Because I got to pull that up again so that or do you just want to go ahead and just say a random, 8-4?
Nah, I'm sure he doesn't know what my schedule is looking like, and I'm sure he doesn't know what the volunteer schedule is looking like as well. I'm assuming right. So let's just pull those up real quick. I mean, besides that, we could probably answer a couple of chats while we're waiting for a moment here. Let's see what we haven't done yet. Bodie Bates with the 10. At my first race, I got to ride in an elevator with Richard Petty.
Yeah, I already answered that one.
Oh, well, fuck. I was laughing too hard. Never mind.
Yeah, you're too busy laughing your ass
I
off.
played football for 13 years and I had my eyes closed and I was laughing real hard, okay? My brain don't always work 100%.
No, this was a great one tonight. We learned a lot of fun things.
Yeah, and we even taught SlapSh0es something. He probably didn't want to learn it, but we taught him.
Want to learn it.
Yeah, he didn't want to learn it.
I did request it. I really should have kept my mouth shut.
Yeah, so technically it was your fault. So you can't blame us. You could have said no.
I got exactly what I wanted.
He was forced by hand. All right. Well, here is the Ohio State schedule. You'll take a quick look at that, and then
Motherfucker, bitch.
you just want to give your quick prediction here for the Buckeyes real fast. Because this could be tough for them. But again, you're not required to know everything about Ohio State. We just need to hear one quick prediction on what you think's going to happen.
He's really thinking this one over.
Oh, I thought you were asking. I thought you were asking Red. Do you want
No. This is for our guests.
Oh,
Sorry,
12-0. 12-0, motherfuckers. 13-0. Count the spring game.
Don't listen to him. There's a reason. There's a lull down there.
I think they could possibly lose that Texas game. Could lose the Hoosiers too, but other than that, I think at worst case scenario, I think they're 9-3, maybe lose to Michigan, but that game's always a toss up. So 10-2. I think Indiana fumbles a little bit, and I think it's them in the Big Ten championship game. Both of them 10-2, 11-1, somewhere in there, and slugging it out in where the Colts play.
Yeah, no, this is a surprisingly brutal schedule, having to play Texas, Oregon, Indiana. This is not an easy run for them.
But you know what? We're going to be just fine because we're the Ohio State Buckeyes. And guess what?
Okay.
We're just that damn good.
Enough glazing, man. Come on. Even I don't do that for my own team.
I know. I'm just being a sarcastic, hopeless Buckeye fan right now.
I feel that. Well, anyway, lay it on my team. Here's our schedule.
Greenville, South Carolina's own Furman Paladins.
Yep, that's the game he's going to lose. That'll be the first loss right there. It's going to be
Furman's a playoff team, sir.
Yeah, Furman's tough. They're not an easy team.
Oh, you're at Georgia Tech? Oh shit.
Yep, get to face the little brother of Mendoza.
Damn.
Yeah, Alberto Mendoza.
Man, this schedule fucking sucks. You got a lot of tough games in here.
Has to go to Aggieland too towards the end of the season.
We host Bama. We host LSU, so we get Elaine Kiffin coming back.
Host Texas.
Oh yeah, and then Texas in Neyland. Eesh. Yeah, no, this is going to be a tough one. But where do you stand on it? Our last guests, both of our guests, I'm pretty sure said the same thing. They said 8-4.
Yeah.
If you can survive that Georgia Tech game and win that, I think, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. I think you can probably beat Texas too. Maybe, possibly.
With what quarterback, though?
Red, shut up. Let him say his prediction. Damn.
I think if you can beat Georgia Tech and you can beat Texas, I think you'll be all right. You might lose the Texas game at Arkansas. I never liked playing Arkansas as a South Carolina fan. It just felt like all those games were always too close, even when that team was trash, which is basically most of their existence. You host Alabama. I think you could probably beat them. We've already discussed South Carolina loses to orange teams. At Aggies, I'm thinking 8-4, 9-3.
Okay. Between those records, where do you stand? Lower end or higher?
8-4, man. There's just too many killers in here.
This is going to become a running gag, isn't it? You're now, every single guest we've had on here have said the same thing. 8-4 for Tennessee. Now they've had different. I'm pretty sure they've had different predictions for Ohio State. I don't remember.
Yeah, everybody. I think almost everybody is kind of. I think the worst it was what he said tonight, which was 9-3.
But he said 10-2.
Yeah, but he said 10-2, 9-3. It's like he was kind of on.
We'll say 10. We'll
say 10-2-1 because there's going to be a tie in there somewhere.
Yeah, we'll write that down. We'll write that down, the prediction somewhere. All right. Well, we got those predictions. Got a couple more super chats to read, and then we'll probably wrap it up. Red, can you change the thing because I don't want to mess anything up?
Buddy, it's literally it's the setting that says FBS Report.
Oh, there it goes. Oh, I did the technology. Okay, sorry about that. All right. Dumb Gamers with a 5. I haven't seen how long the Lane Kiffin video is. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much of my day will it last?
Don't really know how to answer that because on a scale of 1 to 10, how much of my day will it last? It will last about an hour and 15 minutes of your day.
So who knows? Maybe that means it'll probably last like 50% of his day. He might.
Honestly,
like,
yeah, he does go to
day.
Houston, so like that, his days can be pretty short during this time of the year at Houston. I'll admit that.
General Miley with the 2. Squid, you lucked out on not playing Florida. That is very true. We also don't have to play Georgia, and you know they owned us like a rent a mule, and I'm very happy about that. Not having to deal with Mouse anymore. Sharpshooter James, been a member for 3 months, says, ask him about Georgia's schedule.
Ooh.
I guess we could go over that real fast, but
yeah, compare that to the number of felonies.
Yes. Yes. That's about the only way I could say it. Let me go ahead and grab it, save it real fast.
Admittedly, Slap Shoes, I'm going to say this right now. Never heard you before the stream. You're pretty chill, dude. It's been awesome having you on the stream tonight.
I try to keep it classy.
I appreciate that.
You're my kind of people with the porta potty humor.
Yeah.
our job on here is to simply keep it as entertaining as possible, and so far, with your help, we have done a phenomenal job of that. All right. Anyway, here go the dumbass schedule here, and. Well,
I didn't even know Tennessee State was a team.
Oh, now
Tennessee State Tigers.
They'll probably beat them. Probably beat Georgia.
The Western Kentucky Hilltoppers. And
Arkansas.
Does Arkansas play any fucking away games? Like everybody's playing in Arkansas.
I mean, there's got to be some small mercies for them somewhere, right?
Poor Razorbacks. Boy, they're in a rough space right now. But yeah, no, I mean, obviously you can tell this is a really, really front-loaded schedule. They're basically playing beanies and weenies the entire way through up until they get to Alabama. Then they play.
I'm thinking 10-2, 2 losses to Alabama and South Carolina.
Ooh.
So you're confident that they go and lose to the Gamecocks. Now, don't get me wrong.
At
that
Williams
would be
Bryce
amazing.
late in the season, got some of your best guys in jail. I mean, I'm liking our chances.
I'm going to say 10-2 also, not because of South Carolina. Sorry, they're getting their asses smoked. I don't care if it's at Bryce Williams. I'm going to say the Pete Golding Ole Miss Rebs strike a chord and take out the Bulldogs. It's being played at Vaught Hemingway, so the Rebs are going to have home and field advantage in that one. That game was a classic in the Sugar Bowl last year. And with Trinidad Chambliss back, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be good. But I'll take the Rebs in that one. So it'll be 10-2 for that reason.
All right. Well, you heard from the man. That's where they stand on the Bulldogs. Okie dokie then. Well, it is past 9:30. Past time for us to go ahead and call it wraps on tonight's show. Slap Shoes, tell the people where they can find you. Most people in here are probably already subscribed to you, but for the ones that aren't, let them know where they can find you and reach out to you at.
You can always hit me up on Twitter. Got DMs open. Don't send me any porta potty incidents.
No, trust me, he's already seen it.
Yeah, you can find me on YouTube. That's where I'd like to hang out at. You can follow me for all the A Night of the Seven Kingdoms memes on Twitter. Been really big on that show, and you know, I'm just a silly little goofy guy on Twitter. I do a lot of stuff besides just NASCAR.
And definitely check out his YouTube channel. He creates some high quality art over there on YouTube. Obviously has to. He has 200,000 subscribers. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I made that first video like August of 2018, and it did absolutely nothing for 6 months. I couldn't even find it on YouTube to show my dad the video that I had made. And because it was that buried in the algorithm. Then like in the middle of April 2019, like, you know, months after I had made that, it just all of a sudden it was like 88,000 views, 120,000 views, 400,000 views. I was like, all right, screw the anime review channel I had been doing. I guess I'm doing NASCAR now. Far more lucrative.
I'm gonna have to reach out to you about that anime review channel. I'm gonna have to hear some of those takes.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah, you know me. All right, guys. Well, appreciate y'all for being on here tonight. Appreciate you, S1apSh0es, for being on here, man. Really appreciate it. Looking forward to reaching back out to you during the season. Hopefully your Gamecocks perform a whole lot better than they do last year. Good luck to them until they play Tennessee, of course. But every other game, best of luck to you on that regard.
It's the orange curse, man. The orange crush.
That's the best way I could say it, or that you could say it, or anybody could say it. All right, man. Well, you take care. Thank you again for being on here. And
thanks for having me.
See you later. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
All righty then, Red. Well, we got to go ahead and call it a show.
This was a fun stream tonight, guys.
Oh, this is a really fun one. Yeah,
this was an all-timer.
So we will be back next Monday, same time as per the usual, 8:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The guest is up in the air at this point. We'll let you guys know in due time. So again, thank you all very much for being on here tonight. I'm sure we'll have more news, more stuff to talk about. There's always something to talk about every single week I hear in the chaos realm. So yeah, Red, anything you want to say on your regard?
Like I said earlier in the show, Patreon members, be on the lookout tomorrow night for Lane Kiffin, College Football Snake in the Grass, premiering on Patreon. To those of you who are financially able to do $5 or more a month on my Patreon, $5 or more gets you early access to the stream, to the video, and also gets you access to Director's Cut, which is a live stream I'm going to do on March the 19th, exclusively on Patreon, where we're going to watch the video together. And I give you guys all the extra juicy details that I had to leave out of the fucking script. Ooh. $10 or more gets you access to the script itself, actually, because a lot of shit that I made in the video, I had to cut out. So
wow, that tells you everything you need to know about that.
And then it's going to go to YouTube sometime this week, and I haven't decided yet if it's going to be Saturday or Sunday. Going to just totally depend on that, and I'll let you guys know soon.
Going to be super duper exciting all the same. For the rest of you guys, for those of you who watch the Squidtard videos, this week I get to touch on a team I've barely gotten to touch on in my time here on YouTube, or at least up until the chaos started. I've never touched on this team except for the recaps. But for those of you Turkey fans, you're getting a special treat this week. That's all I can really say. The Turkey fans, good old Hokies. Y'all are getting something.
Oh, the Hokies. Oh, boy. What in the fuck do you have to say about the Hokies? Well, what don't you have to say about them? I should probably say there.
You'll know. That's all I can really say about that. All right, guys.
Talk about Virginia Tech for years.
Yeah, no, they have a historical past, or at least a recent past,
and a nice shiny empty trophy case in one of their suites.
Frank Beamer, and then whatever you call that Justin Fuente era.
Frank Beamer.
Oh God, we get to do that again. Woo! All right, guys. Thank you everybody for watching. We'll see you on next week, same time as always. And don't forget, power to Tardaria and whatever he says.
Almonds are nuts because they're crazy good for you.
You know,
good night, everybody.
Yeah, you know a lot about nuts, wouldn't you?
Motherfucker, we need to talk right now about that.